secondary gadget, or gun in this case, is secondary utility, alongside the ability that it gives to clear out those roamers. And interestingly, it was FURIA bringing that through as a
there. And right now, FURIA are doing a very good job of holding onto this top floor. This could be dangerous. There's one. Does he know there's a second? Does Highs know? Shots did come in after the kill, so he should be aware and should be able to hold Fultz here. Is he going to take the challenge? He does, but he puts the nitro in his hand. Gets downed whilst doing it, but damage comes onto Fultz. He has to back away. In comes the challenge, and there is Lenda on the swing. Can't get the kill, but he does turn 180. Tries to hit the shots onto Hotancold. Won't be able to. Dips away before that nade is going to do any damage.
I mean, this is the problem with this full map clear that I mentioned, right? You get greeted and challenged at even the smallest of parts, and you're going to find it stinging you. They've now got players rotating back behind them to stop them. Lenda with another onto Hotancold as well. A double kill in the round for him before finally he does get put down. But there's 15 seconds to play. Bosco and Nade have got it all to do entirely by themselves here, looking to try and push their way into the site. FURIA not yet being unseated. They've got one playing here on the chassis itself. Steps out for the challenge. Nade going to try and go for the plant. All Bosco's got to do is hold the angle. One steps out, another one goes to the left. Doesn't know about the man though. Will he be able to finish the plant off? No, he won't. Fntzy closing things out with a bit of a late round rotate. That was all, for me at least, the side of FURIA just being aggressive inside of security and disrupting SSG on their way towards the site.
Well, it was interesting what they did up on the top floor as well, Des, because SSG basically gave up on taking top floor control. They moved into hooker very quickly, droned it out and thought, you know what, we don't like this. And they moved away, dropped down, tried to move through Sun into security instead, and was shut down by Highs. It was basically FURIA, as you said, just having SSG's number and knowing what to expect and playing into it very nicely and not being scared to step up and take those challenges. And that's exactly what they did, taking the first round. They're going to move up now to hooker and billiards as a top floor site, but tell you what, that's going to be a real sort of a real round to steady the nerves for FURIA, which, you know, coming in against SSG, they're a team with a big history behind them and a lot of ability, so I'm sure that's going to do a world of good for FURIA.
I'm not yet at the point where I want to start blaming the map, but
give it a few rounds.
Give it a few rounds, mate, and I'll be off on one. You know me. Honestly, that was, again, a good case of SSG, you know, doing what every team should do. Looking to clear them out, make sure no one's going to cause any trouble, trying to get their way into lobby. But there was no drones at the feet of those two players looking to push down into security. There was no pinch pressure coming in from lobby, at least not until later on, for example. So for FURIA, it was just taking a heads-up gunfight. There was no real advantage coming in for SSG as they were pushing in through a single doorway. And it's small things like that where I think on any other map, SSG wouldn't just have, we're going to crouch walk into security and hope for the best here. No! And a spawn peek for Rare. Great spawn peek onto Rare. Be the one to hunt down these Romans. Stop you getting spawn peeked or roamed on in the late round. No. Normally the one finding himself picked off. It's happened twice in a row now. Fultz does a little...
That would have been absolutely free in there. And SSG get away with one. Able to start putting this diffuser down.
Plans coming in here as well. No one challenging, no one trying to stop. You are looking to that vigil to make something happen, and Lenda does start moving his way forward, but nothing to be found. Bosco on the vertical rappel looking towards bar, finds nothing. Hey, there's that Nomad air jab coming in to strike. Nice one from Bosco to pick off Lenda, who's trying to get a little bit cheeky. And I feel here FURIA might have just let them get away with all too much. A 2 versus 4, the plant being down, a 1 versus 4. Much better from SSG. Zero response coming out of FURIA.
FURIA had the opportunity there. You just feel it.
Hotancold does take a little bit of damage, equally so does Highs. I can't imagine, I was going to say, there's no way he stands there twice and doesn't die the second time. But Fntzy strikes big, living in a dream of his own with 2 kills coming back. Good ball here. He's only, you know, a second or 2 away from being run out on from either direction or jumped out from either of those windows. Got to be really careful. Hotancold taking the challenge onto 1, but not yet able to shut him down as the smoke comes ringing through. He's got himself back behind the bomb chassis. Great spot to be in there as well, and good retreat coming in from the smoke of Rare.
3 versus 3 as Bosco finds the kill onto the low hit point Fntzy, and it's all starting to go in favour of Space Station right now. In the last 10 seconds of the round, it's down to Miracle. 1 versus 1 effectively, but Hotancold, he finds the shot across the bar and puts the man down. Space Station all the way across to hook a double window, and it's served him well, but Fultz, he's going to shut down Lenda, and this is what SSG have done so well. I spoke about how well FURIA can scrap, how they can find results that seem to be going against them, but it's something that Space Station are showing us right now. Regardless of losing the entry kills, they're coming back and they're fighting hard. You saw the crossfire that Red
kind of consolidate what they've got. You've got a numbers advantage. You play off trades. Oh, beautiful nade from Hotancold from below as well onto Fntzy. But again, not kind of bringing all that together, condensing your resources. You've got 5 men left alive. Play for trades. Instead, they're staying spread, and SSG is saying, you know what, 3 versus 1. We'll take that every day of the week. No problem at all. Great shot from Miracle, finds one, pops off the glow shield, expecting yet another to come crawling in. It is going to be Fultz, so the grenade comes singing through. That was almost the second in the round coming out for them. There's the one angle. Surely he sees the man. No, he doesn't, because he's back in the side room. Nade's going in for the plant, and FURIA once again have bled members. Rampy with a good angle hold. One was watching from the bottom side towards White Stairs. Just another
where all of those operators were, and they'd move in and just surgically get the kills. So it's no surprise to see that focus. Thinkingnade manages to get a nade onto Miracle. Fultz, he gets one onto Lenda, and this is how it all happens. Fultz gets himself inside a VIP. He knows where the next man is going to come from, and it's because of that drone in Des. Plant going down again. It's been such a focus. This is going to be a flawless round. Rare, he needs to try and find something, anything, but with the diffuser down, it's going to be tough. He manages to down a man, but I don't think it's going to be enough. He takes some damage in the process of doing so. They know that he's in Aqua. He's looking to push, looking to try and just get himself anything, but no. Rampy finishes off that flawless round with a nice pickup from the rooftop, and maybe that'll be around the door, but the colour will signify that they are old. Lenda getting an opening kill onto Rampy. Not good for him so far here on coastline, being absolutely battered by FURIA, particularly in the early rounds. Fntzy manages to find Hotancold, but Fultz, once again, how many times are we saying that name, Des? Fultz gets in and gets the trade. He is going big alongside Hotancold so far for this. Some damage there. Lenda just putting out goo mines, but it's unlikely to have any joy, because I imagine Thinkingnade will have seen that one deploy and will just take it out. Fultz once again with a kill onto Highs. It's these big impact moments for Fultz when they are down, when the chips are stacked against them. It's he who gets in and gets kills. Look at that headshot onto Lenda. Sit down. This is the Fultz masterclass as he finds a 4th. Surely not an ace to come in from Fultz. He is 1 kill away. Does he know where the last man is? Miracle just waiting around the corner to spoil the party, and will do as he finds the kill onto Fultz, but that's going to give SSG all the information that they need. They know where the last man is. He sends out the Toxic Babe canister. It will force Thinkingnade back. 15 seconds left to go, and SSG, they need to make something happen. There's still utility available to Miracle. He uses it, has to dip away from the flashbang. In comes the challenge. He finds one and wins on time. Not too much chase to the man that was exiting Sunrise. Now then, that would have been a freebie for Hotancold, but he turns away at the wrong moment. Fultz finds Miracle, but Lenda with a big double, a triple from the F2 of Twitch, and FURIA, they are here to play now that they've got themselves on the attack.
The F2, man, what a gun. It could be absolutely terrifying. Grenade in hand, and decides that, oh, what a bounce. Pinball wizard, they call him. Highs. Another big kill. Thinkingnade, last one going down. Bosco now the last man standing. Something tells me he can't quite pull off another mirror.
Shooting of the drone will give Fntzy all the information he needs. He's moved around, but the cover is there. Rampy in Sunroom manages to get the kill, and he's got Bosco's back and shuts down Fntzy to give SSG a strong start in this, pin him to move from FURIA.
So let's say things pieced out for a couple of seconds there to see how things were setting up after that initial entry kill, but no, as I say it, Hotancold with a C4. SSG in the 5 versus 3. No Jackal, no Iana on the other side. Oh, what is this? What is this, boys? Highs with a 2K. Not even a single bullet landing onto Highs. And the fact that they swung just suggested they knew that he was there, but no one connects anything. What was that?
Highs getting away with absolute murder at that point, finding those 2. Rare it's going to be to get the kill onto Fultz, but he was spotted out on the default cam. Now Highs needs to find himself 2 kills in 13 seconds. One in bathroom. He doesn't know where the challenge is going to come from. It's unlikely that he gets both. Surely he finds one though. 5 seconds. You just got to stay alive, and that's why we see Bosco running as fast as he can into blue bar, because he did not want to take that challenge with Highs.
There was some incredibly close rounds that SSG just edged out ahead over Na'Vi. That could be one of those rounds that we point back at later on and say that was the round that they just edged out over FURIA.
Champions know how to win ugly. I think aggressive and challenge onto that upside down rappel, but thinks better of it as he dips himself into the corner. Fultz once again. How many times can we say his name? Comes in and gets a headshot onto Highs. Gets himself a second onto Rare. There's a couple of kills bouncing about, but it's effectively 2 versus 1 for FURIA as we've got Thinkingnade and Fultz both down here. Hot and cold. He's the last man. Holds the angle. Gets the kill onto Lenda. That leaves us now effectively 1 versus 1. Does he see the man? Yes. Can he find the shots? No.
That's a shot and a half coming back from Hot and Cold. Holy hell. Using the bomb for a bit of assistance.
And that is the second time. There was one played inside of VIP as well, but I believe there's a mute jammer that's stopping it working. So SSG just doing fantastically well here at limiting FURIA's use of their utility, not allowing them to open up lines of sight that could be advantageous. Hot and Cold shut down in Sunroom. He will not have a hope of staying alive there as he's challenged by 2 men at the same time. Lenda knows that there's one above and tries.
As soon as those grenades start flying, that's a great indication to Hot and Cold downstairs of what he could get away with. Rampy with a great swing, this time coming in from the 90 side with support from Thinkingnade. A 1 versus 2 coming out from SSG, nice and clean. We've seen it all game long, but Rare as Crouch walk his way inside. Notes he's getting challenged out from 2 different angles. Can he find any? 2 kills fly the way of FURIA, make it a 3rd. They might have just completely shut down this defense coming out of SSG. Can Rampy do enough after having such a difficult game so far? Can he be the winner for them? No, he cannot. Miracle finds the kill. FURIA take round 10.
FURIA keep on fighting here. It could leave SSG a little bit pinched.
Reloading.
Highs. Oh, big 2K. This is similar to how it played out last time. Literally a focus on the downstairs, but same position, a 2K onto the 2. It's just Highs being a terror from above. The grenade singing in, the kills that he's been finding, Fantasy finding another. SSG surely cannot let this one slide, but it sure feels like it's going to. Bosco and Fultz in a 2 versus 5, being droned out still. And Fultz is terrified about this vertical play coming in. Sees the man, surely knows that he's there. Goes for the challenge, getting sprayed back in reverse, but can't find each other. It's like trying to play the floor is lava for Highs, but manages to walk away alive. And another grenade is going to follow Fultz downstairs, removing the Goyo shield, turning the floor into genuine lava as Bosco finds one. Fantasy on the flank. Bosco in a 1 versus 4. I think we know how this one should be playing out. A long angle challenge down to about 5 HP. Fantasy puts the...
Just trying to create an obstruction anywhere he can.
They were so terrified of the plant going down there, but it wasn't even a thing. Lenda goes absolutely nuclear, bringing down 2 for himself. Fantasy into another. Things descend into a 3 versus 2. FURIA, a golden opportunity to send it into overtime. They find another. They find it all the way, Tim. They found 3 rounds back to back. We're going to have our first overtime here on the B Street.
On that theatre wall now, his mirror's been opened up, so that might force him back. But no, the challenge comes in. Highs, misplaced confidence there. Thinkingnade keeps himself on the breach, pushes forward. We see that the Tachanka grenades are still coming out and raining fire, but Fantasy, he rains bullets onto Fultz, who's gone quiet in this second half. Lenda, Miracle, it's all going to FURIA. Des, it's happening. 4 versus 2 right now. 4 versus 1. It's all up to Rampy. This is your moment if you're going to have a big moment within this game. Uses the sprint to dash forward, get himself into a position to attack, but shut down on the breach by Fantasy. And FURIA are living a fantasy right now. Teammates to get to him. Hot and Cold does take a lot of damage though, which leaves us in a 5 versus 4 as he gets in to secure that kill. 1 minute 20
from multiple fronts is always really good. C4. Oh, okay. Have some of my explosive back, says Hot and Cold. A second kill in the round coming from a frag. The first one from a down into a gunshot, but that one, it was all frag play. Fultz into another. A 5 versus 2. SSG looking to take this all the way to 15 rounds. At the point I said I would get nervous, but Rare finds one. Cannot find another. It's a 1 versus 4 for Miracle. We've already seen him pull one off today, but I don't think he'll find himself a second. If that kill had landed, different conversation. Smokes come out, gets challenged from Blue and pre-fired by Rampy. All the way to 15, Ace. I wouldn't have it any other way.
There is
Wait, just in time. Now that they know this is going to be so easy. Here we go. Good night. We've seen this time and time again. It's the opening kill. Thinkingnade, the one going down.
Big start there from the Iana to take the man at the top of Cool Vibe Stairs. That just gives a little bit of freedom here, and that's, I was just going to say, to move inside a hooker. That's exactly what Miracle does. The diffuser's going down, Des. FURIA might just win this one. It's 4 versus 3. 4 versus 2 effectively as Fultz is down. The diffuser's planted on the door. This is going to be an extremely difficult retake for SSG here. It's all down to the remaining 3. Fultz, Bosco, Hot and Cold. They've got to make something happen. Rare finds one. Fntzy another. It's all over, Des. I'm calling it. This one is done. Lenda wins it out for FURIA. They beat Spacestation Gaming and they put themselves a win on the board on day 1.
Unbelievable. No one, okay, maybe some people, no one came into this game saying that FURIA were going to be